Two pinkies. Good evening and welcome to TDGS Sports. And today we are going to talk about some baseball, which these two have been going off the rails with the baseball stuff this week. Some of it makes sense, other it's just repeating each other, and a gif here and there for me. What? We're talking about the hockey. We are going to talk about golf.
The hockey?
The hockey.
The
only
hockey.
hockey.
We'll have to look it up on the
hockey
Google.
playoffs. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I got you on that one. We're going to talk about some football. We got some more stuff from the Patriots. If the Patriots couldn't get away from this whole PR disaster, well, they added on to it. And I assume by the time the season starts, everybody on that team will have some kind of PR disaster going on. So,
was Vrabel going to make it?
there's
going to be some horrific backlash.
There are some variables in that, huh?
Variables.
And better news, guys, if you look behind me, we got a poster. You can have this poster of TDGS Sports. We can sign it and package it to you. Let us know if you want it. Okay, let us know if you want it. You just got to pay a price for it, and it's yours. You put it on the wall.
You got to pay a price. Why don't we auction it off,
Yeah, and you can put it on your wall, and you can sit there and go, dang, that is the greatest podcast of all. Go ahead and tell your friends about us. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, also talk to the big leagues, the NFL, the NHL, the WSL, whatever, anything with an L in it. And we can go announce their sports for them. They want us. They need us. So anyway, when it comes to the Patriots, we got ourselves another domestic violence assault situation going on with their middle linebacker, right? And it just adds on to the Stephon Diggs and the Christian, what's his name? I forget his last name. Then you have Robert Kraft and the happy ending massages. Then you have Verbal with the affair going on. Will this ever end for the Patriots? Or will they go into the season?
We got to give Robert Kraft a break here. I mean, a 75-year-old guy got a tuggy 3 or 4 years ago, and we won't let it go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
won't let it go. You get it?
Here's the deal. It's not the tuggy that is getting people, right? It's the fact that he had to pay for the tuggy.
Don't you be like Social Security at that point? You just get free tuggies for the rest of your life?
Yeah, listen.
Reach a certain age? Huh.
Listen.
What is that? Section D?
Yeah.
There's A, B, C, D, E, F?
There's probably plenty of people that want his money, and I'd be willing to bet to, go ahead and give him those tuggies for free, right? But instead, he went to some back alley, massage parlors and gave a 20 out and said, thank you.
That's a straight quid pro quo. I mean, you can always say that you gave a tuggy under duress, but where's a straight up $20? It's a tuggy. It's in a strip mall and everything. It's going to be, the taxes are going to be reported. It's hard to say you were under any duress when that happened. So, for $20, he was able to protect himself. Well, somewhat.
Yeah.
Only public scrutiny. He didn't have to settle out of court for something.
You're right.
No, it only cost him like a handful of dollars.
But a 20? A millionaire gave a 20? Knowing the consequences? Come on now.
Yeah. And with that 20, she probably bought a 40, Where that goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think people weren't so mad about it.
To the crack house.
Yeah.
I think people weren't so mad about
Mono
it
as mono,
as they were for the $20.
Get it as cheap as you can, huh?
Oh man, yeah, but I mean, come on. I think that's why people were mad. It's like the 20, probably could have given more. Definitely could have given more. It's charity at that point.
Well, he may have given her a little tip also. You don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's part of the Robert Kraft Happy Ending charity.
Yeah.
Nonprofit.
Sure. It just amazes me how many billions nonprofits can make. It's like, how do they even get that designation? Whoever said you can make, you can have a corporation that pulls in $50 billion a year and be, quote, nonprofit. You want to see a nonprofit organization, you should look at my whole life. I am a nonprofit organization.
Did you apply?
I'm still hoping that someone will steal my identity, just to clear all the debt away. I post my social security number on bulletin boards, and no one will take it.
He walks around. You walk around your city posting, like, putting stickers. This is my social security.
It's like leaving. I know people wanted their car stolen just so they could get rid of it. They'd leave it parked in bad neighborhoods with the keys in it, and no one would take it. I remember that back in the day.
Oh man. Anyway,
the Patriots are saying that going back to the incident, the Patriots are saying no comment because they're aware of the allegations, according to ESPN report that they're aware of the allegations, and until there's more information on all the events that happened, they're gonna have no comments, but they take the action seriously. I mean, that was one of their draft picks. It was their linebacker Hutchins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's going to be,
and I understand it when teams do that, because just like anything else, when there's a legal process involved, you have to let it play out. They're not even trying to duck and dodge or be coy or anything else. Like, we're aware of it, but there's a legal process, and really, it behooves them to let that play out.
I think people, they don't like the idea of not saying anything. I think when it comes to it, it's something like that. Same thing with the Stephon Diggs and the other dude. It's like, we want more. I'd be more okay with the idea of, we're aware of the situation. We understand, we're pulling our own investigation, but there is a legal process that we have to follow. And once we know something, we then will tell you guys, right? I think that when it comes to the general fan that has some kind of at least moral foundation, that's what they're looking for.
Okay, when you talk about moral general fans and moral foundations, I mean, everybody likes to think they have some type of moral high ground when it comes to situations like this, but you put at least 80% of these fans in the same situation these players are in, and tell you about 90% of the time they're going to do the wrong thing when it comes down. It's easy to scrutinize other people and virtue signal and everything else.
But that is
true. But I guess my heartburn with the whole thing is, let's take Stephon Diggs. Now at this stage in his career, it's we're gonna cut ties with you. We'll let you go. If this happens 10 years ago, we're gonna find every way to get rid of this problem, cover up the solution, and bring you back to the team, bring you back to the fold, because Stephon Diggs 10 years ago versus Stephon Diggs now, it's two different Stephon Diggs.
Well, he's a carpetbagger now.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. But the teams back then, 10 years ago, the team would have done anything and everything to get him to work with him and get him out, just to bring him back to the team, because they were not going to let that talent go.
Here's where everything changed. Everything changed with Ray Rice. That was where everything changed. The NFL used to bury everything, and the Ray Rice thing happened, and everybody had to circle the wagons. And now it's one of those where either you make no comment or you cut the guy. That's basically it. There is no, we don't know, we can't do this. There's no tape. There's no anything else.
Yeah.
The NFL claimed with Ray Rice that they could not get any video of him punching out his lady in the elevator. And sure enough, somebody else pops up with the video 12 hours later, when NFL, with all their investigative powers and connections, were trying to claim, there's no footage. And in fact, the person who got it, I remember Adam Schefter talking about the person who got the footage. They said they got it, and they got it pretty easily. Like the way that they normally get footage, they got it. And the NFL is trying to say, there's no recordings, there's no video, there's no phone calls. We don't know what happened. And it's all
they were trying to cover it up because it was Ray Rice.
No, that was back then, though. But what happened was that put the whole league on blast. And one more scandal like that Ray Rice thing, where they try to cover up an incident, and it's going to be trouble. It's going to be a PR nightmare, because nowadays, even casual people, it used way back when, only football fans watch, or sports fans. But now you have people who don't even watch sports talking about, did you hear what happened to that football guy? He did such and such. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, and
the patriarchy.
Yeah,
Everybody's a journalist now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well. If we look at it too, it's that there's more people watching, more cell phones, going on. You also have take the Aaron Hernandez thing, right? It got turned into a Netflix series that anybody fan and not fan were watching, because it's something where it's like, oh, what happened here, right? And it's like then you had that story, and so essentially leagues don't have the option anymore to do that just because there's so many eyes. It's like you can't shuffle things under the rug like they used to, right? And then
that's what I mean. Ray Rice was where that started.
Yeah, you
that
do
was
it enough, and then you have
one too many.
Yeah, and then you have a gunman in your home office, right? It's like so you have so many things. It's like they have to say something, and no comment is the only thing that they can think of.
Right.
They aren't too bright.
Nothing they can do. They heard about the allegations. There's not been any investigation done. So what are they going to say? Just like if they find bodies buried in Justin's yard and they ask me about it, so I don't know.
No comment.
No. How many kids does he have now? He had 6 last I checked. How many kids he got in his house? It's like, hey, just saying. What happened to the other 2? There we go. No comment. No comment.
No comment. There's the legal process happening. So yeah, again, it's just changing times, right? Changing times that they have to say that, and they have to follow the process, right? And I assume that it's easier to let the lawmen, figure that out, and then sit back and go, well, just watch.
Well, you can't come to a different verdict than the law comes to. You can't. We say he's guilty, and then he comes back innocent. What are you going to do? I mean, well, come on, what you going to do, man? All you can do is no comment.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And the NFL, I mean, after the Ray Rice, so you can't investigate anything because you're also not credible, right? They're like, oh, we find him not guilty, and everyone looks back to the Ray Rice situation, and goes, not guilty, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's almost the sound as OJ not being able to put that glove on his hand.
Well, the thing is, it was a form-fitting glove, and he had to put a liner on under and then try to pull the glove on. Come on, everybody knows that. That's not going to work. And that was Chris Darden trying to have his moment so the skinny white chick didn't take all the glory.
Yeah,
they should have had him try on that glove, and you go into chambers and try it on. You don't do it in front of the whole jury. You know that. But you had Chris Darden was feeling like we'll call it a house Negro, because he didn't get to do anything, so he wanted to have his moment. Because little bony, iron-deprived Marsha Clark was having everything. She was having a field day. She was getting her butt kicked and everything. And he's just sitting there just so he can be the black guy on the prosecuting on the prosecuting team. That's all. And he had to have his moment. Try the glove on. And then what do? That's it. Done.
Right. It was try the glove on, and he whispered in his ear, make sure your hand is open so it can't go on, right? It doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's like, really, it's...
Oh, man. It's got your name in it. Oh my goodness.
The trial was great. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they did it on Seinfeld, too. Fantastic. The final episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing happening, I guess, in sports too. We're talking about some signing an extension of contract with the Dolphins over here. We have a whisper of the Thanksgiving Eve game, which is going to be either really good or less than satisfactory, because we're going to have a team with 2 underperforming quarterbacks and a coach who still has a job versus the Rams, who can't figure out if they want Tyson.
Let me guess, Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to fit in there.
So we got a comment this week. It was great, right? It's my comment about Tyrod Taylor. It's like, who gave LaFleur the authority to sign him? The question, the statement was on the comment is that if you're so knowledgeable, who would you pick? Right. And it's like, anyone other than Tyrod Taylor. Anybody. Give me the water boy. I'll take the water boy. Man, I'll take the somebody in the stands I know could throw a football better than Tyrod Taylor.
Right. Well, Tyrod is he's so mediocre that you almost want someone unproven instead of him.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you pick up somebody who's played for 15 years and been on 7 different teams? That means you have been kept around for a minute and then kicked off the team. That's it. Right. Now, okay, and granted, compared him to Jordan Love, right? It's like he might do better than Jordan Love, but he's still not good.
No.
Right. So, and again, comparing yourself to Jordan Love is like like you're not lowering the bar; you've put the bar on the ground. And at that point,
I think that the Packer organization is still sold on Jordan Love. That's why they went with Tyrod Taylor as his backup. They think that Jordan Love is their guy.
But I get that. But again, it's what do they see in Jordan Love?
I think they're infatuated. They're stuck on his potential because he's still. I think he's still at potential. He hasn't reached potential, and he may never reach potential. And that's what they're stuck on. They're stuck on potential.
He ran the ball, and I thought my TV was in slow motion.
No, that's actually watching Aaron Rodgers playing for the Steelers right now.
Yeah,
that was the worst thing ever.
But hear me out, right? If I put dead Bart Starr, right, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and Jordan Love like on the line for a race, I think that everybody would essentially destroy Jordan Love, including dead Bart Starr. I mean it. That's how slow that guy runs.
Well, it depends. Is he like one of the slow zombies from Night of the Living Dead or the fast zombies from World War Z? I guess that's what it comes down. Is he a 28 days later or,
no, he's a
George Romero zombie?
I think he's in between like The Walking Dead, when the zombies don't move and all of a sudden they like run really fast. I think that's more of a Bart Starr.
Well, the Walking Dead zombies, they're kind of like alligators, It's like they're not fast, but if they can get within like 10 feet of you, they'll get you before you can move.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So anyway, that was the comment this week. It was great. Again, I was like, yeah, it's an honest question, right? Is like how if I know so much, who would I pick? And then I explained the situation of why would you pick somebody like Tyrod Taylor, and then I explained also is why would you get rid of Malik Willis? So there was my 2 points.
Actually, they had to get rid of Malik Willis.
They didn't have to. They could have gotten rid of somebody.
They had to.
No, they could have gotten rid of somebody else. Who is that other person they could have gotten rid of?
No, they couldn't because they can't trade that contract. That's the problem.
Yeah, because nobody wants to take the contract because everybody sees Jordan Love for who he is.
Hey, Miami somehow got rid of Tua, so you know what? I'm happy.
Yeah, for a better quarterback named Malik Willis.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's going to fit into Miami better? Who's going to do what he needs to do. Listen, again, it was a breath of fresh air to watch that guy throw the ball. Everything was textbook again. And you're just like, how hard is it to learn?
Worse. At least you're not the Atlanta Falcons. You got Tua and Michael Penix.
Yeah.
They're injured head to toe. Literally.
Yeah.
Head to toe. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Head to toe, right? If Tua gets another brain injury, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's still trying to play after this. But anyway, the Packers are definitely playing the Los Angeles Rams, according to the rumor, right? If we, rumor.
Where's that game going to be?
Huh?
That game in L.A. or is it a game in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field?
No matter where it's at, it's going to be an L for the Packers.
Guess I could always check and see if they're scheduled to play, in LA.
I think either way, as a Packers fan, I'm noting as a Packers fan, I think either way the Rams kind of have the edge on this one for sure.
Kind of have the edge. Well, what's Puka gonna? Is Puka gonna start the season with the Rams?
Puka's gonna beat everybody on the Rams.
He is in rehab for being anti-Semitic and
Yeah.
or.
Is he gonna have to spend the game reading the annals of Nazi history while trapped in Dachau or something?
Well, I
So
think
he can
that
develop sensitivity or what?
I think they're going to take him to the Wailing Wall.
You know, I actually toured Dachau when I was stationed in Germany. I went to
Yeah.
Dachau, the concentration camp. Yes, I did. I could feel the ghosts of, yeah.
Do you think that's something that Puka should go to?
I do. Yes.
But then what happens? What happens if it was really for the pushing the girl, or whatever?
Well, he
biting her. Yeah, biting her. Whatever.
Didn't he?
Yeah, I think he bit her.
You wanted to see if she tasted like a filter fish or not. I guess.
So would okay. So, I still don't get that. I still
Mr. E gets the deeper joke there, right? He gets the deeper joke. I can tell. He's got a history. See, he gets that. It tastes like regular fish or filter fish.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
It's like, all right, bit somebody, said something anti-Semitic, rehab. Let's get it. Right? It's like, what? Rehab? That was it? What is first of all, how do you go to rehab for those things? Right. And why didn't somebody tell Hannibal
rehab? So is there a support group for biters?
Him and Hannibal Hector. Yeah. I guess.
I do want to ask something off topic. Early favorites to go.
We're already off topic, man.
Well, off topic. Early favorites to go to Super Bowl, NFC, AFC.
Ooh, that's a good one. I am sticking with the Packers. NFC.
You're picking. You're honestly picking the Packers.
I'm rolling with the Pack.
Is that a fan pick or is that like an objective pick?
It's not a fan pick and it's not an objective pick. It's somewhere in, I don't know, an alien landed. He's watching film of. He's like the people in the third world countries that think that Buffalo Bills have the greatest dynasty ever because they won 4 straight Super Bowls. Because they got the shirts that say Buffalo Bills Super Bowl champions. He's like that right now. So I don't know where he's coming from.
They just rolled the Packers, right? Is that they win some Super Bowls. They're gonna fire LaFleur halfway through the season.
And make it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and make it to the Super Bowl. Yep.
Okay. So in the AFC, who do you have in the AFC?
Who do I have in the AFC? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know, actually. I really don't. There's a lot of contingency going on in the AFC. That's kind of a lot of variables there, right? Will Patrick Mahomes be healthy enough? Right? Will Justin Fields get them to that proverbial 500 start so that Mahomes can come in and kill it? I don't know. You got a lot, right? Who would you pick?
I got my 2 for the AFC. Here's my 2 don't sleep on them teams are actually the Bengals and the Jags. Don't sleep on them.
Okay.
Don't sleep on them. That's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on them. But then it's down to
who would you pick as an early favorite to make it to the Super Bowl?
You mean between the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs?
Those are your top 3?
Well, the Bills got
the Chiefs, but don't sleep on the Jags or the Bengals.
Yeah.
This is a week 4 discussion, man.
I don't know. It's just an early prediction before the season. Just projecting.
The schedule won't even come out till tomorrow.
How about NFC? What do you have for the
NFC?
Hold up. I think this question is coming from the idea that I think the predicting the whole World Surfing League at the Gold Coast really went to his head. He's trying to predict here.
No, I'm just saying
this is his superpower.
Look here, from the NFC, I would not be at all surprised if it's the Niners from the NFC who go this year. I don't know about the Seahawks because there's been so much movement in the offseason. They lost some people off of defense. Walker is gone, so I don't know about the Seahawks if they can get back, and it's hard to repeat anyway. But
yeah.
I'm really kind of liking the Niners or the Rams to go out of the NFC. Again, We got the whole well, whatever happens with Puka, no matter what, by the time the season ends, he'll be back.
Yeah,
As long as the Rams make it to
I think with the Niners though.
I'm thinking the Rams
Mm-hmm.
in the NFC.
Yeah.
And if Bo Nix is healthy, I'm thinking the Broncos in the AFC.
You want the Broncos? Okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking Broncos and Rams. If Bo Nix is healthy the entire season. If he's not healthy, if he doesn't come back early, I'm thinking it's going to be between the Bills and the Ravens.
Not the Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs.
I think
it's going to be tough for the Chiefs to come back because unless Mahomes is Superman, unless Mahomes is really Superman and he can play from day one. And I know they say he's ahead of schedule, but I don't see him coming back with that kind of an injury. I don't see him coming back till maybe week 6 or 7. And
well, they got Fields, right? Didn't they get Justin Fields?
They got Justin Fields, yeah.
Right. So that's what we talked about. If Justin Fields can hold them at 500 for the first 6 weeks, 6-7 weeks,
but
that's a big
if Mahomes gets back and you just finish strong, finish like 5-3.
That's the if. Remember, but look at the division they're in. They got the Chargers, they got the Broncos, and they have an up and coming Vegas Raiders in there too.
Up and coming.
No, I see. Raiders will be good. I just don't think that they're going to build that quickly.
No, I'm not saying they're going to win, but they're going to be competitive. It's going to be a competitive team.
But you're building a lot, right? That's like you don't have time to build a program within one season. I like what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. The Raiders, excellent. I think they're gonna put together a great program. I just don't think that program.
I think they're gonna be competitive this year. I'm not saying that they might win 6 games, 5 games, but I think their games within themselves, they're gonna be competitive games. And when they have to play twice against the Chiefs, and they always historically play great against the Chiefs, no matter how bad their team is. So the Chiefs are going to have 2 games against them that are going to be super tough. Then they're going to have to play the Chargers twice. Then they're going to have to play the Broncos twice. And if Mahomes is not there for those games, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard for them with Fields to even go 500 in those 6 games alone.
Yeah, again, you're right. You're right on that, right? If is a big thing for Justin Fields, right?
If Fields can hold them while Mahomes is out to 500, yes, they have a chance. But if Fields is,
here's what we got to see too. We got to look at the schedule and see how the games lay out. Let's see where the tougher matchups are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Front half or the back,
and that's what my question was. An early prediction. Yeah. Just look without. It's a blind guess.
I got to see the schedule.
No, you can't. This is our prediction power.
We'll revisit the question in a few weeks or months.
Next week,
we established we can predict the future in sports, right? So we don't need a schedule. We don't need to know who's on the team or anything.
These predictions brought to you by DraftKings.
No. I don't think we can.
Your first bet is free, just like your first hit of crack.
That's like put so much down on the Rams and put so much down on
my producer Charles. Our producer asked, "How would you know?"
How would I know what? That the first hit of crack is free?
First hit of crack, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your producer is kind of bougie, ain't she? Everybody knows the first hit of crack is free. She knows that. Just like she probably thinks that all the ice cream trucks only sell ice cream, right? Because she never saw Friday. Ask the producer if she ever saw Friday or if she even knows what I'm talking about.
Question for our producer. Have you seen Friday? Yes. Not Friday, but Friday. With Ice Cube?
Did she say with Ice Cube?
With Ice Cube or that other guy?
The other guy? Which?
Chris Tucker.
Right.
That other guy.
And Regina King.
No, the other guy. You
mean Debo?
No, the other guy.
Shut up or I'll knock your ass out.
No, the other guy.
The other guy, you mean Red?
No, the other
My
guy.
grandmama gave me that chain.
My grandmama.
No, the other guy.
The other guy.
No, the other guy.
You know, the one
Well,
with Ice Cube and that
the,
black guy and the other black guy and then the third
the
black guy.
dad, the
They
dad,
they
you better
they run
run,
on that.
Mr.
They run on
Postman.
that time.
That's your ass,
Witherspoon, yes.
Oh my
On
gosh.
Witherspoon, yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, our
Yeah,
producer.
first hit of crack is always free. Everybody knows that, you know.
Not our producer.
She paid for her first hit of crack. She better go back to her dealer and, you know, let him know that he owes her a hit. I mean, she's already hooked now and everything, but, you know, oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh man. Contingency though is that right? You Fields is a big one. I'm going to go with you on the Bo Nix thing. I think that as far as the Broncos are concerned, Sean Payton set up a good program. I would take them as far as number one or close second, moving in through the AFC. Again, I think
That's right. I didn't mention the Broncos. I left not. There's so many.
The game they got
Bengals,
caught
the
in with the
Jags, the Bills,
weather.
the
I
Ravens,
think
the
that
Broncos, or the Patriots will make it to the Super Bowl.
yeah. I would, yeah. Again, a lot of variables in that, huh? I
And
think
you are
that
banned from that joke, by the way.
What
You are banned from using that joke ever again.
for the variable
Yeah, exactly.
or are we talking?
There are
About
no variables about the Vrabel anymore. No Vrabel variables. Okay.
Well, I can't see. You can't go with like there's not like a Robert Kraft like zinger that we can go with, right?
No more of that. No. Lay off the
Nothing about Stephon Diggs.
Lay off the Patriots.
We're sorry. Right. Yeah, the Patriots. I don't know. I don't see the Patriots. I think again they were a one-trick pony, and I think that when they got to the
you think they got solved, the Patriots?
I don't think they got.
They got solved, right?
No, I don't think they got solved at all. I think that they're still.
I
think
they had a favorable schedule too.
Solved by
I think
defensive coordinators.
the Patriots had a favorable
right,
schedule. Yeah. I don't think if depending on how the schedule, how soft their schedule is this year, but I don't think it's going to be as soft as last year because they're.
Yeah. Now I might be disowned by the Packers here, but all joking aside, like I said, I always pick the Packers. But if I were to really sit there and think about the up and coming teams, Seahawks I think do have a good program that they can build off of. They already have it. I think that they are contenders for sure. But I'm really liking, again, I'm sorry to say this, I'm liking Ben Johnson. I'm liking the fingernail guy as far as going there. I think that the Bears could travel far, but I don't think that they can get past the Seahawks in this situation. So I think that we'll see for that final game. I think we will see the Bears and the Seahawks showdown. I would say that.
So nobody's saying anything about the Detroit Lions.
No, I think the Lions, man.
Their window opened and now it's shut.
Yeah, I think
just like
that.
I
think what happened with them is that he gave the play calling up to the coordinator, and then halfway through the season he realized the coordinator wasn't good at calling the plays, and so Dan Campbell wanted to go back to his I'm going to run the ball every fourth down. I think though again, Jared Goff, he's a flashpoint in history. I think that. He did really good again with the Rams and then fell apart. I think that with this, he had his time with the Lions, but I do not think that time is extending. I don't know why I keep saying that time is extending anymore. I think that Jared Goff is again kind of reaching his end, and they either had to figure out he's not a bad quarterback. I'm disclaimer, not a bad quarterback, but I think that they've got a lot of things they have to solve first before they can get back into it. Now, again, before last season, they were great. Again, they took the wild card from the Packers the year before, right? And that was phenomenal because once again, the Packers had bad play calling and couldn't see that fourth down that they went for, the Lions went for. But I think that they've got to build a little bit more. I think they got a little bit more to install or figure out what their identity is, especially on defense there.
Yeah, and they have work to do because right now they're going from a two-headed monster also to just Gibbs because they traded away Montgomery.
Right. Yeah.
So how are they going to retool their offense? Because they base everything off of their backs. Their play action was based off of how they ran their backs, and now they're just having one workhorse. I actually think that the Vikings are going to end up with a better record than the Lions.
Wait a second.
No,
I
I'm
did
not gonna
say-
say that. That's too far.
Really?
say-
Hold on.
You
Who
have a
talking about
quarterback. You
quarterbacks?
have
Who
a
is their
quarterback
quarterback?
that's 2 feet tall. You have a quarterback that's 2 feet tall.
That's
You have
two
another
feet.
one that's going to get injured anytime he's in the game. That's a bold move, brother. That's a real bold
wow.
move. I think that
Well,
the Vikings have a long way to go. Kyler Murray is not going to do good. He wasn't good at Arizona. Well, he was good for a little bit at Arizona, but then he showed only his skills here and there and everywhere.
This is my third time saying it here. My third time saying it here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but again, okay.
I'm committed.
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna note. I'm gonna note.
Oh yeah.
That
By the
right
way,
now.
Kyler Murray said that he's Asian. By the way, I guess he's not a real. He's a Tiger Woods Asian.
Did he get drafted in the Dave Chappelle show too?
No,
It's been a long time.
And by the way, to answer the next question you have, Korean.
Yeah. We'll draft the Wu-Tang Clan.
So, hey, you know what? And people can say whatever they want right now. There was no Asian hate that went on right here, right now. There wasn't. Kyler Murray said he's Asian. He's half Asian, you know. So there you go. Which makes you Asian, I suppose. Since what did Tiger Woods said he was a Kabul Asian, which means, oh well, I guess that's a redundancy.
But Kyler Murray doesn't study film.
He does. Isn't World of Warcraft film? Call of Duty, that's not film?
It's a show on a screen. Yeah.
The best not
but
studying
that's, but
film
that's
was
assuming
Jamarcus
he could,
Russell
that's
when the
assuming
Raiders called him out.
That's assuming
Remember
he
they
could
sent
see the
Jamarcus
score.
Russell home with a blank VHS tape? And then he came back and talked about all the things he had studied.
That guy went from being a quarterback to being a center.
How lazy do you have to be to not at least stick the tape in the VCR and just hit fast forward to see if there's anything even on it? Stop when you see something, you know?
That was probably the greatest bust in NFL history right there. So much talent. That guy had so much talent and was wasted. I'm just saying, it's like.
So he was worse than Tony Mandrich off the roids, huh?
That's how it works. So
Justin, you remember Tony Mandrich, don't you? Huh? Justin, you remember Tony Mandrich? Justin, you remember?
Tony Mandrich, Roy Tarpley, the Dallas Mavericks back then, just wasted talent. Wasted.
Well, NBA just has too many wasted
I think
talent.
the NBA is just wasted talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If I have to hear another like LeBron, like the dispute, like who's better, and LeBron's name is in there, I generally compare him to like Floppy Divock for crying. But anyway, the whole NBA thing is.
We don't do NBA here, right?
No, we don't. We discussed that, Charles. Remember me? And
honestly, I can't even pretend to be interested. Every now and then something interesting happens, but I'm not. I will admit I used to love NBA, and not just my teams, but just I used to live for it. I loved it. That started fading about 20 years ago, and it's just basically it's tapered off to nothing.
Yeah,
really, I just don't watch it anymore.
Charles, remember we discussed that after episode 3 or 4, which we're on 15 by the way, guys. 3 or 4, and we said we're not going to cover it because neither one of us wanted to watch the NBA.
Right. I can't honestly. The reason I can't cover it from an integrity standpoint because the people who actually like NBA, they actually deserve coverage from people who like the NBA, and will put their heart and soul into it. I'm not the person to do that anymore. And I freely admit it. Unlike those guys who try to cover hockey on ESPN who don't know anything about it, and every actual hockey fan knows it.
Speaking of which, okay.
I'm not a buster. Okay, I'm not.
Speaking of which, can we pivot though real quick? The Ducks game. Did you watch that high stick at the end of the second period?
I did, but that was his own player. It was his own player.
But did you listen to those dudes who sat there for 5 minutes saying, "Oh, this is an easy one. The refs should call it. It's a high sticking."
Hold it. Here's the problem. Steve Levy, you can tell that he came up with it in the TV era. Because if you listen to Steve Levy, he's like a guy doing a PowerPoint presentation while the game is going on. If you walk into the other room and Steve Levy is on the TV, you will have no idea where the puck is at any time, unless you're watching the screen.
And that's why
he uses it as a prop. He is doing a PowerPoint presentation on a hockey game.
That's why they need us. They need us there because let me tell you, I sat there for 5 minutes and listened to this dude try to say, "Oh, this is an easy call, high stick, and the refs don't even need to respond. Review it. This is like the NFL where they prolong this." And right there on the screen, you could see the Las Vegas Knights defender pick up the stick and hit the dude's stick into the face. And they replayed it for the entire time. And not once did they see that. And then once they went to commercial break to review it, then they came back and said, "Oh, yeah, you could see this, and that was there the whole time."
Well, here's what happened, though.
What are you looking at?
Levy should have known right when they decided they needed to discuss the call. He should have known. They're trying to determine whether it was the opponent's stick or his own teammate's stick that hit him. Because that's the only reason they'd be reviewing it.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I know, right? He should have. They were knowledgeable about the game like he should be. When you're getting a position like calling Stanley Cup playoff games on a major freaking network, you're supposed to know the ins and outs of the game, know the nuances.
But he's probably announcing the game from a TV screen and not actually watching the game from a booth like it should be.
It's still, I think he was at the game, but even if he wasn't, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't know that, If it hits him in the face like that, they're trying to figure if it was the opponent's stick or his teammate's stick.
But he wasn't. But he didn't even realize that. He thought they were just reviewing and replaying the high stick to see if it was a high stick.
I know. Yeah, I know.
It was. But again, so I go back to the NHL, right? And they notoriously do this, right? Is that the West Coast teams are treated like they don't exist. They're treated like they're not a deal. And I know we talk about this with the East Coast guys. They catch the highlights or whatever. But it's like something like that. Yeah, something
like on until 1 a.m.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Something like that is like a blatant F you to West Coast teams. Like even for me as a Kings fan, I'm still rooting for the Ducks. Why? Because it's like it's good to see them finally not be last place, right? To actually get into the next round of games, to have a potential run at the Cup. And now, again, I hope that they make it all the way to the Cup and lose in Game 7 because there's only one team in California that can have 2 Stanley Cup rings, and that's the LA Kings. But the Ducks are killing it, and so why not give them announcers that know what they're talking about? Give us Biz, give us Hank, give us someone. But don't give us that guy because that made the game less enjoyable to watch.
And by the way, everybody, you remember that 3-0 lead that the Minnesota Wild had? It dwindled to 3-1. And then in the last 4 minutes of the game, 2 goals by the Colorado Avalanche, and we are now waiting on overtime, people.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it's done, man. It's done. That mile-high air gets to you, That mile-high air, that's the problem.
Wait, did you say that they were the better team on paper?
No, I said that the man who talks about better teams on paper scored the final goal to tie up the game.
So hear me out. If they lose though in this overtime, will they still be the better team on paper?
They will. Yes, absolutely.
And will he cry about it?
They're the better team in the playoffs.
Because let me tell you, by the way, on that video, that was the most mixed of thumbs up likes and thumbs down on the video. I trashed McKinnon. It was the strangest thing because people were like, I was on a roll. I was on a roll with offending people that 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
It was great because it was people were offended at that and the fact that I trashed Lawrence Taylor. But nonetheless, it's like again, McKinnon scoring that goal, sending it to overtime. Even if they win this series, that does not make up for what happened in the Olympic gold medal game.
No, it doesn't. And that's going to stick in his craw for the next 4 years until he gets another chance. Well, unless he's how old?
No, it's I think that's stuck. It'll be future memes. The same way with more with playoffs.
Are we talking about playoffs?
or
Jim Mora.
or what's his name? Herm Edwards. Hello, you play to win the game.
Or we can add Daryl Sutter to this. Well, if you want to win games, you got to score more goals than the other team. Otherwise, you don't win.
Or you can just do Adam Gase, you know? Adam Gase.
Or what's his name? Arizona Cardinals. Dennis Green.
Yeah.
They thought who we thought they were, and we left them off the hook.
You want to crown? Go ahead and crown them, damn it. Look at who they were. They are who we thought they were.
Oh my goodness!
I just we're on to Cincinnati.
But anyway, it's like it's like you're just I don't know. That's your legacy now. The guy who said we're the better team on paper as he missed a layup. I'm just saying, missed the layup.
You know, those heat of the moment things. It's too bad that they just stick with you like that. It's just it's like bad pillow talk. You know. Just think about the worst thing you ever heard during pillow talk ever. Think if you.
I couldn't tell you because somebody keeps hitting the horn, so it just ruins the whole thing. I start the pillow talk, and all of a sudden, and you're like, ah.
Oh mercy! Inside joke for those of you who have been watching religiously for a lot of weeks here. You know about that. Justin cannot push through the horn, whereas Mr. E can, and I'm remaining neutral on that whole thing. You know. And
we do have people that watch us religiously, by the way, for real.
Mr. E, and the E means like an eagle, not a Philadelphia eagle, but eagle. Yes, yeah, eagle in flight. Hey, what about the Eagles?
A bald eagle.
When we talk about teams making it to the Super Bowl, the Eagles. Are they completely done with their whole Super Bowl run series?
I don't think the Eagles win their division this year.
Yeah, I have to see it. I have to see this.
Giants or Cowboys?
Cowboys.
I can talk good about the Bears, but I cannot talk good about the Giants. I'm sorry. I can talk good about Jackson Dart, but not the Giants. 2009 just left a bad
I understand, but Giants already had a really good defense.
Tom Coughlin on the sidelines. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about 2009 when Brett Favre decided to start throwing to the Giants defenders, thinking they were Packer receivers. That's the game.
Favre does that all the time. I think he threw 6 interceptions when they played the Falcons.
Yeah, but this one was like should have gone to the Super Bowl, but pulled a Matt Ryan. You know that's what happened. You know that's what happened. You were watching the same game I was.
Favre was talented, but he just didn't understand how to play situations. It's like, I get it that you're bold and everything, and you'll try whatever, whenever, but there's a certain point where, you don't do that right now. In fact, I remember the last broadcast that Joe Theismann did on ESPN. He got into it with Tony Kornheiser over this very thing when Favre tanked it late in the game. And he says, you just can't do that at this time. And then Kornheiser piped up and said, but he's Brett Favre. That's what he does. And Joe Theismann just said, that's not what I'm talking about. And that was the last broadcast that Theismann was on. It was like, it's done.
But I think, right. So hear me out with the Brett Favre thing. I think that because that was like a love interest of John Madden, I think that everybody else surrounding John Madden started doing the whole Brett Favre thing. But it's Brett Favre. Brett Favre was great until the game started changing, and then Brett Favre was destined to be the Brett Favre that people saw him late in his career. The game outplayed Brett Favre. I mean, the game
Brett
when he
Favre
started.
was talented.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
saying though.
talented.
But think about when he came in, right? You had 99, not what 90, 91, right? When was he on the Falcons? 90.
Whatever when he came in, and
Yeah, 91, right? You had the entire 90s. That was perfect for Brett Favre, right? But then you started getting to the early 2000s. Guys started getting faster. Defensive schemes started changing up. You no longer could throw a like 200-mile-an-hour fastball to Donald Driver, right? You had to figure out. And again, but you could blame that on offensive coordinator too. Did the offensive coordinator get outplayed while the game changed? So how much of that was it Brett Favre versus the offensive coordinator? Now, I'm not saying that Brett Favre shouldn't take responsibility, and he can't say it was Parkinson's in this case. It has to be what happened. I know that. I'm sorry, that was too soon, right? Dang it! But anyway, but again, the game outplayed either one of those guys, and that should have been a hey, the game's changing. We got to figure out how to get you either to change, or to maybe be a coach instead of a player.
So you mean the game passed him by?
Yeah, you could basically say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with Aaron Rodgers.
Look at Aaron Rodgers' career. Aaron Rodgers made playoffs year after year. How many times did he get out of the first round? How many times? How many times did he win a wild card game? He made it to the Super Bowl once. They won a Super Bowl. Yeah, okay, that's his legacy. But he was really for so many years in a weak division because he had the 0-16 Detroit Lions. He had the Bears that were good 1 year and bad for 10 years.
So
he wasn't an easy division. That's why he had to play him twice a year.
Honestly, that's Peyton Manning in the AFC South. That's it. That's why I put up all those numbers. He had 6 gimmies every year.
Exactly.
That horrible division.
I think, so hear me out with. I can say this for the Packers just because it's most knowledgeable because I've watched them forever. Right? Is I think that with their quarterbacks, they come in at a specific time, but they always come in when the game's changing. Right? So you have that. When things start to change, you have that moment, that sweet spot where it's like you come in, you're old school. The game hasn't still figured out what's going on, so you do really well. You look really good, and then the game changes. Or you could be Bart Starr, where now you're trying to catch up to the changing game, which is what Bart Starr did, right? Is that he had to catch up to the game that was quickly changing.
It was going from 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
And here's the thing:
one second though, you had the 1980s where it was like you just got left behind, and that's where Jordan Love is right now. Jordan Love is the 1980s Packers, where you're getting left behind. Right, you're not changing. You don't want to catch up. You don't want. You're not even in that sweet spot. You are just a bad quarterback that needs to go. So again, Peyton Manning is the same way. He came in at a moment where the game was in fact changing, and he happened to kind of move a little bit forward with that game. And then once everybody figured out that he had one or two, tricks up his sleeve, that was it.
So maybe the Packers need to do what the Lions did. Maybe the Packers need to find a team like the Rams willing to trade the quarterback, like they traded Goff for Stafford.
I agree.
I think to your point, I'll say that I thought about that. That was when those spread offenses really were coming in, and defenses had not figured them out yet. Because if you remember, it was who? It was Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Colin Kaepernick. Were all kind of there, bunched up at the same time. And then as things separated, we figured out which ones could actually play, which was Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Kaepernick was the true flash in the pan. That was it. He won great season, then he was done.
Yeah, and he was
one little adjustment. And he couldn't play football anymore. I don't want to hear anything about kneeling or any of that type of nonsense neither. That's it. There was I still think he got caught not paying attention on the sidelines and then just decided to steal the moment.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna say this. I hate the political stuff. I will despise that forever and ever and ever, because I think that you're an athlete first, and you should leave that crap behind. That's the big horcrux of the game, right? Is that I wish people would just shut up and play the sport. That's the job you get paid to do. If you're paid to be a political commentator, sweet, go do that, but don't mix the two. Kaepernick, and I'm going to say it, I think that while he played and he got that Super Bowl, he was great, because he was in that moment. He was at a point in the game where they hadn't caught up to the offense, right? You had that West Coast offense. And then once they figured that out, that was the problem. Colin Kaepernick didn't change. He didn't want to change. And even when he couldn't. Yeah,
he was one-dimensional. That's the problem.
Yeah. But
Aaron Rodgers could. Russell Wilson could.
But
Kaepernick could not change.
So I think that I don't know where Russell Wilson went to school. I don't know his educational thing, but I can speak for Rodgers. Wisconsin, okay. Yeah. But I saw like someone for like Rodgers, where he went to Ivy League school. He was really smart, and I think Russell Wilson is the same way. That they were smart, so they understood that they had to change in order to at least stay in the game. Now Russell Wilson couldn't do that late in his career, and Aaron Rodgers is proving to be that same way, where he can't really change anymore just because you're too old at that point. Yeah. And I think that Kaepernick, I don't know if he was football IQ and could figure that out. And I think again,
that's what I'm talking about.
We talked about intelligence last week, intelligence versus football IQ. And I think that all education aside, the football IQ here for Kaepernick didn't really click, that he had to move. And it's kind of, we're seeing that a lot with these other quarterbacks as well. We talked about Jalen Hurts, who isn't really progressing forward. He had his moment, and now he has a moment here where he can either change or stay the same. But that's where you get that situation where you look like now Rodgers.
I think Jalen Hurts understands his own limitations. It's one of those where this is kind of what I do. I know what I can do. I know my limitations. You're going to have to build an offense around what I can do. The things that you want him to change, he knows he can't do that. He knows that. He knows he can play this certain way, and he can play at this level playing this type of a game.
And I agree.
I think he knows himself too well.
Yeah, but how much of that, though, when you know yourself too well, how much of that is a mental blockade from you doing better, right? If you sit there and go, I know myself, this is what I can do, you never go, what else can I do?
It depends. We don't know what he's tried,
But
we don't know what he's
but I would argue, by watching him play, I don't think he's tried very much outside of his comfort zone, right? And
he knows where he's accurate throwing the ball. If I'm accurate 20 yards down the field and I start to lose it after that, don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Okay, so hear me.
I think I understand what you're trying to say, but I think it's also what is a team asking him to do? You have to look at
what. By the way, the Colorado Avalanche just won in overtime.
Do I say
I know
this?
it because my producer is yelling and screaming in the living room, as my producer is a huge Avalanche fan.
Now, do I say it? Were they the better team on paper today? Yeah.
And the answer to the trivia question is Brett Kulak.
So I think that that a lot of it comes into preparation, what they think he can do, because right now they have the weapons. They have the Packers have an enviable young receiving core.
Yeah, which means nothing in this case.
I understand, but they have a decent running back tandem.
Yeah,
they have a good front line to protect them. So, but play calling, maybe play calling is a problem. Maybe they're not using his talents accordingly. Maybe they think that he can do the things they're asking him to do, but they're not seeing what he really can do. And let's try something different. Maybe a different offensive coordinator bringing him in and trying out something different would change the way they use him, the way they run the offense, just some tweaks.
Yeah, but again, I get that. Okay, I get that. Right, it's changing the little tweaks here and there, but for me, right, I shouldn't be relieved, right, when the second string quarterback comes in and looks like a quarterback, right? So you know enough of a player when you watch them, or you can analyze them well enough. You know enough of what they think they can do, what they know they can do versus what they haven't tried, and versus like the whole coaching. Does a coach realize that a coach
But
should
then
change?
as a coach, I need to. That's when I realize this
But you're
quarterback's IQ is not as high as this other quarterback's IQ. So if he's going to be my guy, if the GM says this is who I'm running with, this is who we're working with, this is our starter, and this is what I have to work with, me as a coach, I have to adjust to what I have, understanding that he has a lower IQ, football IQ, than my backup quarterback. I have to design my place around what I
yeah,
have.
but
Listen, I can clear this up for both of y'all. We got to take it all the way back to the 70s and Clint Eastwood playing Dirty Harry. Here's what
Uh
it comes down to. A man's got to know his limitations.
oh.
yeah,
That's what
a
it is.
GM
Right.
a GM has to know that he needs to stop being wishful, right? You can't ask the question of especially if you don't play the game, right? You can't have the question of if only we can get him to do this, right? Because there are mental blockades. Hertz has one, you can see it. Hertz doesn't do very much outside, again, his identity as a quarterback,
Sometimes
right?
GMs just get caught up on the talent. They don't
But
understand
okay,
IQ levels.
yeah,
They
no,
just get caught up on the talent.
Well,
I tell
not
you what,
every quarterback can do everything. It's not about just
Exactly.
fitting into a system. It's just not
it doesn't.
every
But it doesn't
quarterback
have
can
to
throw
be. It doesn't
pinpoint.
have to
You
be
can't.
everything. It has to be something. Go
Well, I mean,
watch
Hurts is
Jordan,
a
but
Super
watch
Bowl
Jordan
champion.
Love. Watch Jordan Love. There is no something there, right?
Yeah.
Hurts at least has something, but he needs to do something else. And the same thing, you'll start to see this with this new draft class. You'll start to see Mendoza, and I guarantee you, he'll do something and then learn how to do something else, and then learn how to do something else. And that just looks like that kind of looks like his coachable attitude. You cannot have somebody do the same thing over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again. Now I get it. You're talking about
But he has a
you have
skill set. They each have a skill set, and you have to work
now.
within
Yeah.
that skill set. You have to. That's if your quarterback can do these 4, 5, 6 different things. That's it, because everyone reaches a plateau. This is the totality of everything they can do. They can
If
throw
you
this
right.
pattern. They can throw this. They can throw crossing routes. How deep can they throw?
Yeah,
A
but
lot
so
of guys,
here's
like remember Drew Bledsoe. He had a big arm, but the deeper that he threw the ball, the less accurate he was.
but
And
here's
that was
okay,
the
so
thing.
here's my thing. If you throw a football and your receiver gets hurt catching it,
That's a hospital ball, by the
you
way.
need to go man the bench. That's your skill set. Keeping the bench warm. Ride the pine, get us a better quarterback. And again, that's the situation right there. If that is the ultimate outcome of you trying to show your skill set, right? It's like we got a problem. It just is. It's eventually you can be wishful and you can think that someone's going to change, but after 3 seasons, that doesn't happen. It's time to move on. And you spent the money, but you got to eat it. You got to eat the money. Call it a day.
And you got to
Sorry.
send Tua off to the
But
Mets,
again,
right?
Tua was the same. I'm sorry, we should have mentioned Tua. Tua was the same way as Love, where they just kept thinking he's going to do something great. Oh, next game he's going to do something great. Next game he's going to do something great. Oh, he'll
Next
bounce
season,
back.
next
Yeah,
season, next
he'll
season.
bounce back from this injury. It's like, again, if we talk about hockey, it's like being a Kings fan and watching Drew Doughty. Oh, one day he'll do something like he used to do, right? It's like that when that doesn't happen, it's time to. I'm sorry, it's time to move on. Like you got
The
to get like
difference is
two.
Drew Doughty's going to the Hall of Fame, by the way.
I
Just thought I'd
agree.
throw that in there, people.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying he wasn't good at that time, but what I'm saying is that eventually you've got to move on. You just got to
You
call
do.
it.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
you've got to call it. You've got to move on.
I get you.
And
I get you.
yeah, cut
You,
your
brother.
losses. Yeah, I like it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. That's that off-brand hat, huh? That's
You
definitely
know,
that.
off man. This is new era, homie. I don't buy my stuff at the swap meet like you do.
Listen, brother, I went to the gas station to buy this. Okay, this was no swap meet beer. Gas station beer.
Go back to the Braves. Yeah.
Is that so? Anyway,
Fo.
we got,
Or as
yeah.
Moses Malone would say, fo. See, Justin don't even know about that. He don't know nothing about fo.
No, okay. Anyway, what? You're just switching hats all over the place. But anyway, I think that's something, something to look at. But moving forward, what else do we got? Oh, we got hockey though. What is our picks though? We see the kind of the outcome here.
Again, you try to ask me about the next series before the series.
No,
I'm
talking
about
these. I'm talking about these series. Who are we going to get over? I guess we'll take Vegas and Anaheim. Who do you think gonna edge out the team here?
So, do I think that Vegas is going to end it? Vegas up 3-2 right now. Game is in Anaheim tomorrow in that series.
Yeah.
Do I think Anaheim's going to stretch it to 7?
What do you think?
Do you? Do you feel lucky? Do you?
See, here's the deal. After that game coming off of intermission, or after that goal coming off of intermission right into the third period last night, that was something where it was like the Ducks just kind of came out flat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They came out flat. They didn't really adjust at the end of the second period. So they obviously didn't adjust towards the end. Went into intermission and came out the same way they ended that period. So I think that unless they change or have a new strategy, I don't know. Vegas might.
I think what you got there and what you're seeing with Vegas is just the difference between a team with a championship pedigree, a team that knows just how much you have to sacrifice deep down to get it done, versus the Ducks are still kind of figuring things out at this point. There's a lot of experience there over on the Vegas roster. They got Stanley Cup rings up and down the bench. A lot of guys have at least one. I think Vegas is going to end it tomorrow night in Anaheim.
I agree with that. I think it's over, and I think it's going to be the easiest game of the series. I think Anaheim has too much pressure on them. I think they're going to feel their pressure tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a relatively easy victory for Vegas tomorrow.
Vegas, Colorado, if we prognosticate on that, I think that's going to be a fun series.
I actually think that's going to be. I mean, I'm not hating on the Canes because the Canes look like the real deal right now. But I'm actually thinking that Vegas, Colorado, that's actually the Stanley Cup right there.
Yeah, I think so, because you got over there the other side, right? You got Montreal and Buffalo knotted up at 2-2, so they're going to go at least 6 games while Colorado is resting up, licking their wounds. I think Colorado's going to they'll probably take down whoever comes out of that Buffalo, Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm taking Colorado. I'm sorry, not Colorado, Carolina.
Carolina,
the Cup final.
The Kings.
And
they might sweep that series too.
Yeah. They might, yes.
they might sweep that series too. And
that was fuck though. Go 12-0 going into the Cup final, and then lose the Cup final in 4 straight.
that would be something, huh?
They won't lose in 4 straight. They'll get at least a game or 2. I don't think they can take down, injuries aside, because we know the injury bug can always jump up and bite anyone. But injuries aside, yeah, I got Vegas or Colorado winning the Cup this year.
I wouldn't mind Vegas. I still like the idea of kind of Jack Eichel's bounce back when he got onto Vegas.
Yeah.
So and
now Buffalo is doing well, and Eichel is doing well.
I think that the Carolina has a better chance against Vegas than they do against Colorado.
Yeah.
Matchups.
The thing I like about Vegas, though, and that's the whole thing of just once again torching the Maple Leafs behind, Mitch Marner leading the playoffs and scoring after getting out of that toxic crap fest in Eastern Canada. They're blaming him for this, blaming him for that. He gets out, and look at that. Homeboy is very likely he might be headed to the Cup final. We don't know, but he's definitely going further than anyone on the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the Maple Leafs. Yeah. Come on now. It's time for a lot of those guys to start looking for a trade. Get up out of there.
Well, yeah. And they go and they thrive somewhere else. That's the way it goes.
That's how it's always going to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Maple Leafs, didn't they have? Did they get rid of him? Did they get rid of Shanahan?
Yeah, Shanny is. Yeah, he's no longer there.
He's no longer there. Okay, so
and they just fired their coach too. So Berube is out. They fired him yesterday or 2 days ago. So yeah, I don't know. Shambles. There's something toxic about their organization, and it just follows them wherever they go. The organization died in 1993 in the Western Conference Final with Doug Gilmour and Matt Sundin and all those guys when they lost to the Wayne Gretzky-led LA Kings in 1993. But then we had the scandal of Montreal and everything else. But every time I go to Staples Center, I still call it Staples Center, and I see the banners hanging. In 1993, I just see conference championship. That will always be a donut, you know.
Well, when you start
that, man, we should have had that one.
Yeah, but it makes it all better when you start getting white girl crazy with the mango carts. So,
wait, say that again.
It makes everything better when you start getting white girl crazy with the mango carts.
Yeah. Hey, mango cart is yummy. It's tasty. It's like this. You know, I have no problem. Mango cart is delicious. If it comes down where I got to rip someone's windpipe out with my bare hands, I'll do it. But until then, I love my 3 cats and I love my mango carts. That's the way it is, man. I got nothing to prove. I know what I'm capable of. So I can just enjoy a nice, smooth, fruity ale like that.
Yeah. You like something fruity, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Hey.
Makes sense.
Versus guys who drink that bitter stuff, but you can't count on them for anything when the going really gets tough. But me, you know I'm going to be there. You know, I'll take that last swallow of that mango cart, and then I'm ready to just, bust some heads.
Crushes on his face.
That guy just passed away, by the way.
Huh?
That actor just passed away. Guy from Revenge of the Nerds, a big ogre.
Yeah.
He just passed away like 2 days ago, I think.
Really?
He did, yes. I believe I read that blurb. After last week, everything in Atlanta, Ted Turner passed away and Bobby Cox the same way.
Bobby Cox, Ted Turner. I was last week. I forgot to say, John Sterling from Yankees announcer passed away too.
Yeah. So I think in honor of Ted Turner and Bobby Cox, you know who has to win the World Series this year, right? Does everybody know who has to win the World Series this year? Does everybody know? Come on, dog. Come on, man.
You still have to get past the Cubs.
We did that.
No, that's this regular season. We still have 4 more. We still have 4 games to go.
Who? How much ass whooping you want? Man, you're
4 games to go. 4 games. You got lucky in tonight's game. You got lucky. You had the Monaga. You got 4 games to go.
So what about the first game, man? We get lucky in that game or no?
Oh, 5-2. You're not playing the Dodgers now.
We took the last 2 games from the Dodgers. Then we whooped y'all ass in the first 2 games. So that's 4 games. 2 against the Dodgers, 2 against the Cubs. Ain't y'all supposed to be like the cream and everything? That's it. And I'm going to watch them play the Padres in San Diego in June so we can prove they can whoop their ass too. And that's it, man. Braves.
Okay, it starts again tomorrow.
Braves championship hat too. Just for you, I'll get you one.
What, from 1995?
No, not from 2021 either.
Because that's the only one you're going to count on. If you get 2026, it's going to have a C. Cubs.
Yeah. Well, we should have a deal that if one of those wins, the other has to wear the other's hat on this show.
The deal. It's on.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually thought about you there. I was listening to Morgan Wallen, and he had a song where he was comparing the Braves' loss to the Padres, to losing his love interest, and whenever that took place.
The Braves lost to the Padres.
Now was it Padres? Who was it? It was.
What are you talking about?
No, Atlanta. Now I have to look it up. It's the song he was talking about it. Yep, I'm gonna talk about it. Here we go.
Oh man, it's nothing worse than someone making a sports reference when they don't actually watch the sport. When your team lost to that other team with those guys on that day by that score.
Hold on. I get it for you. The 98 Braves, brother.
98? They didn't go to the World Series that year.
I'm not talking about the World Series. I'm talking about just losing that thing. I don't know. Get out of here. Just listen to the song. Just listen to it. Not working?
No, God is not letting that come through, whatever you're playing there.
It don't matter. Listen, it was.
I mean, the Braves lost in the World Series in 1996 and in 1999, and you want me to hear something from 1998 like it hurts worse?
Yeah,
seriously?
I just want you to think about. I'm sorry. Listen, I was just thinking about you, and the song came on and was talking about them losing, whatever. I said, you know what?
I have to say, now that we jumped into baseball,
yeah,
we kind of fell about winning the World Series, and I'm a big baseball fan. Team talked about winning the World Series, and any team can get hot and win the World Series. To me, the greatest accomplishment, and this is respect to Bobby Cox and his team, the greatest accomplishment in baseball was the Braves when they won 14 divisions consecutively. I think that's something that imagine that you go into first grade and you graduate high school, and then you have 2 years, take on 2 years of college, get an associate's degree, and the Braves are still winning divisions.
Yeah, that's funny. I never looked at it that way. Yeah,
think about it. You went to first grade,
K through 12, and they won.
And if you went to an early college while you were in high school, you actually could end up with your bachelor's degree, and the Braves were still winning divisions. Yeah. And when they started winning, you were in first grade.
So are you saying that people
think about that? That is to me the most incredible feat on any team. More than winning World Series. I know they only won one World Series through that whole tenure, but it was, as a fan, from a fan standpoint, you could say my team is in the playoffs this year, every year.
Yep. They went to 5 World Series. They won one of them. And if John Sherholtz, who was the general manager, had brains enough to understand the purpose of having a closer on your team, and as opposed to just 3 great starters, then they would have won more. Yeah.
They would have won. They should have won that because that classic John Smoltz versus Morris, Jack Morris and John Smoltz, 1-0, 10 innings against Minnesota. Game 7, probably the greatest game ever played or pitched in a World Series.
Madison Bumgarner have a little something to say about that, but yes, I get you.
I'm just saying that when you have not by a single pitcher, you have 2 pitchers go head to head.
Yes, yeah.
And it was you couldn't blink because who was going to give up the hit? Who was going to give up the big hit? It was an error actually by Terry Pendleton, I believe it was. Made an error, had a mental mistake at third base, and cost him the run.
Smith not running home. And Lonnie Smith was a crackhead who we picked up in September for our playoff run.
Yeah,
who was going for Chuck Knobloch's fake instead of watching his third base coach who was waving him home.
Yeah,
and Chuck Knobloch was a rookie that year. Chuck Knobloch was a rookie and did this little ball fake like he had the ball, and the crackhead looked at Chuck Knobloch and said, "Oh crap, I better get back to third base instead of running home. We should have won that game." And I knew it right then. I knew it. I was like, "That's it. That's ball game." I knew it.
But it was so they should have won more World Series. I agree, but just to have that 3-headed monster and going in every year, they had the best rotation. You knew they were going to win. Every team, when you said the Braves are coming to town, team was just, okay, here goes a 3-game losing streak. Let's just mark them off and go to the next series. We're going to lose the series. Let's go to the next series. Because you could count, it was incredible. To me, that's the most incredible feat. Because you could win, you won five World Series in a row like the Yankees did back then. Who were you playing? There was really no parity in the league back then. So it's like the Boston Celtics winning 8 championships in a row against who? against Liberty High School. Who were you playing?
No, I will never diss the Celtics for winning those championships. I hate the Celtics too.
I'm,
The lingering NBA fan in me.
I'm just saying, you have all these big runs, but to have and then you have because you look at during those 14 years, you had Philadelphia retooling because Philadelphia had some great teams. You had the Mets had some great teams. You had the Marlins won a World Series in that tenure too.
1997.
Actually, they won 2 World Series during those 14 years. So you had teams that were great, that were building, that were trying to challenge. Nobody could catch up to the Braves, and the Braves had a beautiful young core. My favorite third base out of not counting any of my Chicago Cubs, of course.
Chipper Jones,
my favorite third baseman of all time, right there.
Yeah.
Outside of the Cubs.
And next week, folks, that schedule is going to be out, and it's going to be all about NFL next week, right, y'all?
Yeah, absolutely.
My Dolphins.
So I heard y'all signed A-Chain just to trade him to the Bears.
Hey, we didn't talk about it. Remember, when the Chiefs, Kenneth Walker is now with the Chiefs. So when we're talking about can they make that run they need to, they got K-Walk, who's probably, do we go ahead and say that in the Patrick Mahomes era, that Walker may be the best running back they've had? Look back, I mean, there was that Kareem Hunt.
My problem with the Chiefs is, what did they do to address the offensive line?
Well,
they have Pacheco and Hunt.
Isn't Eric Bieniemy back? Who was their, he was the offensive coordinator that everybody liked. He was the
he is back, but he's not playing in the offensive line.
No, he isn't.
So does he have the pieces? Because back then he had the pieces. Does he have the pieces now?
We'll see.
Because right now they have Pacheco and Hunt. And they were both acting like short yardage backs. None of them had over 1,000 yards. None of them had.
Walker's a bad man. See, that's the difference. Walker's a bad. And look at Walker's running style. It's that Le'Veon Bell type of thing. He play along the line and then find a crease and boom, he's gone.
But that's a problem. They have to create that crease for him.
Yeah.
They have to create that crease. Now they invested their capital on their defense.
That's true.
So
actually, they let McDuffie go, right?
They traded McDuffie.
Where did McDuffie go?
They traded McDuffie to the Rams.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes,
to the Rams, and we talked about that. So go.
But their draft capital they invested it in replacing their defensive players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they didn't really address their offensive line. That's why I'm like, only reason I don't bet against KC is Mahomes.
Right.
That's the only reason. But so
we'll see. We'll see, man. And by the way, Justin, he is an offensive. He's an O-line guru. So
yes, I am.
Once the season starts, we're going to be deferring to him because, as he says, he watches the line play. I watch him when he watches football games. It's not about the flashiness or anything. He watches the line play. That's what
I
watch
the line play. Yeah, I watch the line play. Yeah,
he's a dog. He's
horn can interrupt me watching the line play, brother. That's the one.
Justin's in the trenches.
Yeah, all the time, brother.
He's in the trenches.
I live, eat, breathe, and sleep lineman. That's it. I was a lineman, played line forever, defensive end, left guard. I know I don't look like it, but man, I was there, and I've been to numerous lineman camp. I would literally watch the first couple steps, and I can break down a line like nobody's business.
All right.
So, all right, man, we could talk about the line play all day long, man. We might have if I can figure out how to get a cool screen here, so I go to do a little whoop like the one guy. We got it.
What, do it? Get a telestrator?
Yeah, wouldn't that be killer? Yeah, jump on that. Got it. Right.
I can see Justin already. We want a seal here and a seal here and run this play here in the alley.
Yeah, when you pull, you want your first step to be there. You want your hips to swing out this way, man. I tell you, reach block here,
Are you
Oh,
gonna be
shoot.
dancing the Macarena on the screen?
Oh yeah, brother. I might even dance on the screen. I don't know. Who knows? Can't do it right now.
He'd be wearing some Air Force Ones so he looks fly when he's on the
Yeah.
screen there, the long shot and everything, right?
Yeah. You know what Nelly said? Give me 2 per. Come on now.
I have my Air Force Ones down here. I was just in Pittsburgh this past weekend. I'll tell you the whole sports thing. It's weird when you realize it's 7 o'clock and no sports have even started yet. Out here, we've already watched like an entire game. So
Yeah.
that's the weird feel is you're like, oh crap, I'm missing the hockey games. And the first one doesn't even start for another half hour.
Yeah.
And I will say, having been there, I get it. And I just can't imagine turning on the start of a game at 10:30 at night.
I do it all
No.
the time, brother. I do it all
That's
the time.
that's why I really cut the East Coast people some slack. You know, there is no way, unless it's, I don't know, Olympics or some grand championship somewhere on another continent, there is no way would I start watching a game at 10:30 at night when I'm a regular, 8 to 5 guy or whatever.
Yeah. I
That's
watch it
You
all
can
the
stay
time.
up until 1 in the morning, 1:30
Yeah.
in the morning to watch a game, to watch a mid-season game.
That's what I do
For
with the
what?
Kings. That's what I do with the Kings of Fresno
That's
State.
what that's why I liked it when I was stationed in Alaska because we get the
I know
noon
what you
game.
like about being stationed in Alaska, okay?
Ah, all right.
That too, but the other part about it is watching the noon game at 8 in the morning,
Mhm.
and then catching the afternoon game at noon. We would just wake up, fantasy football team, just go have our fantasy. We go to this place called the Peanut Farm. They had all the screens, all the games going on. We'd have breakfast and brunch, watch all the games, just watch everything play out, have fun. That was like going to church.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Done.
We thank you for tuning in. This you will find us on Rumble, Substack. I post a link on X. I post a link on Facebook, and YouTube. Please go like, subscribe, comment, share. Okay, we are thrilled that we have some people that do watch this religiously. We look forward to what you have to say. Whatever's happening in that screen there, somebody hit the horn so we can stop it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom.